Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. Okay, so today I'm pulling out something from the archives. Here's something that I picked up like a couple of years ago, way before Origins happened. This was like in 2019. I saw a listing for it online and I knew that Super 7 was doing their vintage collection He-Man figures, but I never actually saw this before. So yeah, what this is in fact the Super 7 glow in the dark transforming He-Man. Yeah, check that out, okay? How could I resist? Okay, first of all, I'm a huge sucker for glow-in-the-dark figures, especially if it's a character that I actually like. And this was essentially my very first glow-in-the-dark Masters of the Universe action figure because I never had the vintage Scareglow figure and the origin stuff was still way off, okay? We had no idea that it was actually even coming or in what shape it would take. And I think at this point, what Super 7 was doing was pretty revolutionary because they were the first company to actually revisit the vintage style of MOTU figures. Okay, these are the same style of figures that the originals were. They had the same articulation points. They moved at the waist with a power punch. They basically had the same bodies. But what they would also add on to the line was to introduce new concepts like this transforming He-Man and a few of the other characters that the vintage line didn't actually produce. They introduced that as well, but in the same vintage style. So technically, they in fact predated Origins. Now, I'm going to put this He-Man right next to the Wave 1 Origins He-Man figure. Put them both side by side. You can see that they basically both have the same retro concept. The Super 7 card actually also has the exploding Red Rocks. It's just that this one's a little bit special, okay, because it's the transforming He-Man. So it's like a card takeover. They got to have the energy beams just surrounding everything. But on their normal releases, those all had the exploding red rocks. Now, the deal with the Super 7 figures, I would say, is that these were never meant for commercial retail, and a lot of people didn't even know that these were around, so they never enjoyed the kind of reach, the kind of exposure that Origins would enjoy. And also, let's not forget the fact that these cost about double what Origins is charging for an action figure. I mean, I guess so because Super 7 is an independent company. So, those people are complaining about the prices of Origins these days. Imagine if you had to try to complete your collection and you had to pay Super 7 prices. Now, when it comes to the face sculpt, I'm not quite sure what to make of it. I'm sure there's some of you guys out there who've also purchased this, because this thing's been around for a while. What do you guys think about it? Because me personally, I've never really warmed up to it. Okay, there's something about the face sculpt that just doesn't do it for me. Everything else about the figure, the body's straight up more or less a replica of the vintage figure. And everything else is okay. At the time, we probably thought that this was the best that we were ever going to get, okay, in terms of a vintage styled He-Man collection, right? Because we never knew that we could possibly be getting super articulated figures like with Origins, right? So this was like the peak of it for us at that point. And I feel that maybe the face sculpt was a bit of a letdown because he just kind of looks displeased, He doesn't quite look so heroic, he just looks unhappy. Now, in terms of his accessories, he gets a power sword, a half sword, and a shield. But they missed out his axe, okay? I mean, why are we getting the half sword instead of the axe, right? The accessories look to be packed in like plastic bags and they're just chucked there in the back there, kind of like resting there at his feet. It looks a bit untidy. If you want to keep this thing mint on card, it's kind of an eyesore, I mean, I wish they actually packed those better, He also gets, not a comic book, but I believe that this is supposed to be like a small booklet or pamphlet or something like that. I've never really opened any of these Super 7 packages, right? There's something like a pamphlet in the back there. It just looks good from the front there, all right? Like a backdrop. But I wish it was a comic book. Okay, that would have been awesome. Now on the card back here, we get this shot of He-Man holding up the power sword and transforming. The art's okay, but knowing what we know now about card back artwork for Masters of the Universe figures, thanks to Origins and what Axel Jimenez has been doing, this stuff back then just pales in comparison. Okay, I mean, what do you want me to say? Okay, it just doesn't have the kind of energy, right, that we're used to seeing now. Okay, and then we also get the cross cell, right? There were actually more figures that were produced beyond this as well. But like I said, this was a pretty limited range. But you do see here, there are new figures that were introduced that were never present during the vintage line from the 80s. You do get stuff here like Shadow Weaver. Okay. So, I mean, this was a collection that I believe that if you actually saw yourself as trying to complete, you could see an end to it. Okay, it's something that you could realistically complete because they've put out almost everything already. Obviously, the line is not continuing, and it wasn't really such a wide range of figures. So, I mean, it's something to consider if you ever get the feeling that you're bored you're tired of waiting for new Origins figures to turn up, you want to dive into something new, this could be it. At the side here, you get an instructional panel showing you how you can work the power punch on this action figure. But I kind of don't like the fact that, everything else on this card back is basically, there's a lot of empty space here, okay? This should be filling out this card back, all right? But there's like a lot of empty white space, okay? They could have added more panels, definitely, all right? And I'm just gonna have to bring out the Origins figure again, the Wave 1 He-Man figure, to show a comparison shot of how how you could actually realistically just fill out the card backs on these things. And here we go. All right, so you can see that the card back design for the Origins He-Man figure is just way more exciting and dynamic. All right, it just doesn't have that feeling of the one that's on the Super 7 card back. It just has that sense of emptiness. I don't know, man. It just strikes me as not being dynamic enough. What do you guys think? Okay, something that I need to touch on here is the card quality on these Super 7 figures. These are the absolute best in the market. The highest quality ever for a Masters of the Universe toy range. Nowhere near the quality that you're getting with stuff like Origins, because that stuff is just, practically soft and bendy. Okay, the cards are like wavy. Most of the time you get them in the stores, they're bent. But these right here, I mean, this is the absolute premium shit, okay? On the same level as the cards for those Marvel Legends retro figures that I was talking about, okay? The best right here. Okay, now it's time to sample this thing, all right? Sample its glow-in-the-dark powers, all right? Let's check this thing out. Let's get the lights turned off. Give me a second here to get the switches. Boom. Ha! Wow, is the camera picking this up? Let me see. This is the best that I can, just try to adjust it a bit. Is this showing up okay for you guys? Yeah, I can see this thing like really just glowing. Okay, the glow effect, man, it's strong, okay? This thing's got a really good glow effect. It's kind of like, He-Man being Green Lantern. I don't know, man. It's like, yeah, they could do a crossover because DC and Masters of the Universe did crossover, right? So, I'm not really sure if he's supposed to glow green though when he's transforming, but this is cool, man. This is really cool. And the weapons as well. The weapons glow as well. You're getting a lot of glow power with this one figure, right? Remember when I reviewed that Night Stalker Predator figure and I said that was one of the best glow-in-the-dark figures of all time? This one's definitely on that list as well, okay? Because look at the amount of stuff that you're getting to glow with this one single figure, all right? Like the whole body and also the weapons, man. Okay, guys, that's my look at the transforming He-Man action figure from Super 7 all the way back in 2019. Let me know if you guys picked this one up and what do you think of the figure. Hit me up in the comment section as well. And I'll catch you guys again real soon with more content out here. Take care.